안녕하세요, 여러분들. Hello and welcome to our very first vocab focus video. So today we're going to focus on learning about time. The reason why we want to focus on time today is that time uses both sets of the Korean numbers, the cardinal numbers and the Sino-Korean cardinal numbers. So we've got to learn both sides, but luckily the cardinal numbers we only have to learn up until 12. So let's start with that. First, we're going to start with time. Time in Korean is 시간. So 시간 starts with a 시옷 and then 이, 기억, 아, 니은. So it should look like this. So again, we have 시간, 시간, 시간. Now, when we look at 1 hour or like 1 o'clock, it's a little similar, but 1 hour is 한 시간. So 한 would be the cardinal number for 1. So like 한 하나. So 한 시간. Now we have like 1 o'clock would be 한 시. So 시, as we see from 시간, is like the time or o'clock, and 한 is 1. So 한 시, 한 시, 한 시. And on screen, you'll see there's two ways to write it. There's like the one 시 and then 한 시. So both are actually okay, but when we speak it and when we say it, it's 한 시. Now 2 o'clock would be 두 시, 두 시, 두 시. 3 o'clock is 세 시, 세 시, 세 시. 4 o'clock is 네 시, 네 시, 네 시. 5 o'clock is 다섯 시. So that's a little harder. So 다섯 시, 다섯 시, 다섯 시. 6 o'clock is 여섯 시. So that's 여섯 시, 여섯 시, 여섯 시. Then we've got 7 o'clock is 일곱 시. So that's 일곱 시, 일곱 시, 일곱 시. 8 o'clock is 여덟 시. That's 여덟 시, 여덟 시, 여덟 시. Now this one's kind of strange because when we see the written, it's the 디귿, 리을, 비음. But the 비음 kind of has a small, 비읍 I mean, has a very soft sound. So 여덟 시, we hear it as that way. 9 o'clock is 아홉 시. So that's 아홉 시, 아홉 시, 아홉 시. 10 o'clock is 열 시. So that's 열 시, 열 시, 열 시. 11 o'clock would be 열한 시. So that's 열한 시, 열한 시, 열한 시. And finally, 12 o'clock would be 열두 시. So that's 열두 시, 열두 시, 열두 시. So again, with time, if we want to just say it's like 1 o'clock, we have to remember 한 시. So we've got 한 시, 두 시, 세 시, 네 시, 다섯 시, 여섯 시, 일곱 시, 여덟 시, 아홉 시, 열 시, 열한 시, 열두 시. So when we talk about the beginning time, we use the cardinal numbers. Now, when we talk about the minutes, which is 분, we have to use the sino numbers. So this is where it gets complicated because we have to mix both styles. So if we want to say 1 minute, that would be 1분. 1 is 1, 분 is minute. So 1분. 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 2 minutes is 2분. 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 3 minutes is 3분. So that's 3분. 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 4 minutes is 4분. So that's 4분. 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 5 minutes is 5분. So that's 5분. 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 6 minutes is 6분. So that's 6분. 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 7 minutes is 7분. So that's 7분. 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 8 minutes is 8분. So that's 8분. 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 9 minutes is 9분. So that's 9분. 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 10 minutes is 10분. 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 Now, here's where it gets good, and it makes it a lot easier. If we want to say 11 minutes, we can actually add 11분. So we can add 10. So that's 11. And the same thing goes all the way, it repeats itself. So it'd be like 11, 12, 13, 14, and so on. So when we get to 20, if we put the 2e in front of 10, 10, we can make 20분. So that's 20분. 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 And again, it repeats again. So it's like 21분, 22분, 23분. We can combine them. For 30 minutes, we're looking at 30분. So that's 30분. 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 Now, we may also hear it's like 반. 반 is half. So if half the clock is 30 minutes. So we might hear things like 1시 반. So we know it's 1:30. Now let's go to 40 minutes. 40 minutes would be 40분. So that's 40분. 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 And finally, we go through 50 minutes, which is 50분. So that's 50분. 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 So again, when we look at the minutes and the sino numbers, if we put the number before 10, which is 10, that means it's going to be like that much more. So like 90분 would be 90 minutes. And 80분 would be 80 minutes. According with time, again, we might not use that, but in the sense that sino numbers are a lot easier to actually count. Once you get higher up in the cardinal numbers, it's a lot more difficult. But luckily with time, we only stick with 12. So the next thing we'll cover is, what time is it? So that's 몇시에요? So 몇시에요? 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 So a little faster, that's 몇시에요? 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 So now when we look at these pictures here. This first one's actually fairly easy. So when you look at this, 몇시에요? If you said 3시, 축하해요, congratulations. You are correct. It is 3시. It is 3 o'clock. Now, what about this next one? 지금 몇 시예요? If you said 7시 15분, then you are correct. This is 7:15. So when we add the O at the end of 10 is 15. So 7시 15분. Congratulations. This next one is a little harder. 여기는 몇 시예요? If you said 5시 43분, then you're correct. So 5시 is 5 p.m. or 5 o'clock, not p.m., but 5 o'clock. And 43분 is 43. So 5시 43분. This next one should be a little easier. 몇 시예요? If you said 12시 반 or 12시 30분, then you are correct. Very good. Now we have to remember 12시 is at 12 o'clock and 30분 is 30 minutes or 반. We have to remember half, right? Now, the last ones here is kind of the more common way we see time, right? From like digital, our phones, it's kind of just the numbers and that's all we see. So this first one, 몇시에요? If you said 9시 15분, then you're correct. It's 9시, which is 9, 15분, 15. How about this one? 몇시에요? This time is 11시 7분. 11시, 11, and 7분, 7 minutes. 몇시에요? This one is 8시 28분. So 8시 is at 8. 28분 is 28. So 8:28. 몇시에요? This one is 4시 23분. So 4시 is 4. 23분, 23. 몇시에요? This one is 5시 9분. Like we know, 5시 is 5. 9분 is 9. So 5:09 or 5:09 is 5시 9분. And the last question is 몇시에요? This one is 6시 14분. 6시 14분. So 6시 6 and 14분 14. So we do have to be careful with like 14, 13 because we could confuse them very easily, but 13 is 13, 14 is 14. So this is how the time works. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's episode. This is going to be the first of quite a few different video series I'm going to try to make here. So if you have anything else that you'd like to learn, leave it in the comments or send me an email at learnkoreanwithdavid@gmail.com, and I'll try to make these a little bit more often as I can. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and join the Discord channel. All the links are in the description. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. 다음에 봐요.